In this video, we're going to be showing you how to remove bad or rotted pieces of hardboard siding and replace them. This is one technique. You have to start by getting the old pieces out. And this is one technique in drilling a claw hammer in there and then beating it down and pulling it out. We use that technique fairly often. Once the piece does come out, now there are going to be nails underneath that last good tier, and that's what he's removing right now. Using an L-shaped pry bar, it's kind of made for siding. You can kind of pull the nail down, get it down far enough to where you can pry it out. All the while, of course, being careful not to damage that siding up above. There's a closer look at this bar. These aren't expensive, and they are needed for this kind of work. You can also use it to get underneath the good piece of siding and pry it up, which you have to do at some point. Here's the replacement we're using. It's a 1/3 inch by 12 inches by 16 feet long. Here the guys are sliding in, fitting in a lower tier where they needed a transition strip, little joiner piece between the two, and just getting these in and level, starting with the bottom, and then they'll finish up, build up to the top level, the top tier. And this is how a corner is put in, corner piece. These replacement pieces are face nailed, since of course you can't get under the top tier. And there's our finished 3 tiers. We'll just have to paint them yet. Okay, now in this sequence we're going to show how to replace small sections. Again, using this technique. What also can sometimes work is if you just bend it back and forth until it breaks off from the nails up above. We use that technique too. I really didn't get good video of that. But he's going to work through it. You can see the rot there. And some of these pieces just come out, some will come out in big chunks, and other ones piece by piece. But they have to come out, and out they will come. Now here's what we're doing to replace just the portion that's rotted, and just using a plunge cutting with a circular saw. Just set the blade at a depth that it won't penetrate the siding underneath. And if you look down to the right here, you can kind of see the rot. So we've got to go all the way down, replacing just the sections, and then we'll use it that are bad, and then we'll just use the transition strips after we cut these to a precise length, and they kind of snap off. Again, making a nice straight edge for your saw. And here we are, with all the pieces done. So it's an improvement. And painted appearance, much better. Okay, we've got one piece left, so I'm going to walk you through the steps of getting this piece ready. Measure it, measure the replacement board, cutting it with a circular saw, just a regular blade in here, kind of a general purpose blade. This stuff cuts very, very easily. And let's go put it in. Slipping it in there. Now you're going to get, of course, underneath the tier above, the good tier, and it'll actually abut. In this particular case, these pieces had a plastic strip for installation, and they're still intact, so we're just going to abut that onto there. That'll get us the correct depth, and then we're just mounting it, slipping into that transition strip, and making sure it's level. A use of a level here doesn't hurt either, but this one was kind of easy because the strip up above underneath was still intact. So we're just taking our time getting it into place, and then when we think it's exactly where it needs to be, we'll face nail it, which he's doing over there right now. You can stick as many as you want in there. You're going to paint over those. And on the other end here, I'm putting in another face nail. And we'll put a couple more in there, and here's what it looks like. We've got an improvement here. Thanks for watching.